Okay, welcome back to the Boring Talk with Saturn. I'm Saturn, so I'm a 21 years old PA, which is probationary estate agent. So in today's episode, we'll be talking about the biggest mistake first time buyers makes that probably no one's talked about. Okay, so one is rushing it without understanding the long-term plans. Maybe because you are buying based on emotion or you're buying because of peer pressure, and either one is not a good one because once you buy a property, no matter your sub-sale or project, you are getting a loan for 35 years, and this will be a huge burden if you don't have a good plan, stable income. Okay, so this, if you don't have these two stable, then you're probably will be in a huge burden for the next 35 years, and you're probably wasting your quotas. Just to let you know, every individual or purchaser, okay, if you are buying for residential unit, then you have two quota which you can loan up to 90%, okay, and then your third residential unit will be 70%. This is like on the standard chart lah, okay, but there is also some cases where the third property can loan up to 90% or sometimes 80%. It depends on the bank, it depends on your profile, and probably you also have a joint name. So depends on which bank you apply to and which one give you the best deal, which bank give you a best deal lah. Okay, but don't waste your two quotas because these two can actually get you up to loan 90%. If you find a good property, then you can use these two quota. Okay, and then neglecting the potential for future resale value or rental potential. Okay, because if you buy and you didn't do homework, then you will probably blame the agent or blame the developer that they have promised you a lot of this, a lot of that, and then at the end 5 years later you hold that property, you want to sell it out, and actually the market price is 300,000, and you bought it on 500,000, so you are losing it 200,000, and haven't add on the lawyer fee, stamping fee, all that. So yeah, you need to do some homework because even if you're doing for own stay, okay, if you're doing for own stay, then you one day you will probably want to move to another location. So even if you're not considering for rental potential for own stay, you need to consider for the resale value in the future. Okay. And then location. If you are doing rental for rental potential ROI, okay, then you need to study the location because location, it determines the demand, the price, and also the resale value. So these three things are actually based on the location, and this only based if you're doing it for investment lah. But own stay, 90% or 100% people base it on their feelings lah. Okay, if they walk in the unit, they like it for own stay. The air is fresh, the view is good, the layout is good. The square feet is big enough, and then two car parks, they like it, feeling is there. Okay, then they buy. But that's only for own stay. But if doing for investment, then you need to see the location first, not the building features. Okay, so investment product. Okay, I'll take the example one. So for you all to easy understand, is Sunway Velocity at Cheras or Bandar Sunway. Okay, so these two are township built by Sunway. If you go to Sunway Velocity Mall in Cheras, you can see that there's a lot of link bridge. And of course, there's a lot of residents. There's VR1, VR2, Velocity 2, also, and coming up new project, Velocity 3 project. There's a project. Okay, if you're interested, can DM for more info, okay, in my Instagram. But okay, I'll just continue. For why investment product Sunway Velocity, I'll use it as example. Okay, because if you go to Sunway Velocity Mall, first thing is link bridge. Convenience is number one. Okay, link bridge and it's covered link bridge also. It means that even it's a rainy day or even it's a sunny day, you don't need to bring umbrella. Okay, so I'm not saying that the mirror is tinted or anything like. It's just that even it's a rainy day, you can go through the link bridge without having an umbrella. Second, it is the walking distance cover walkway to the MRT Cochrane and MRT Maluri, which is the Kajang Lane MRT. Shopping mall, which is Sun Velocity, got Aeon Maluri, NSK, My Town, IKEA. So these are what drives the demand. There's also a college, Sunway College is also there. Sunway Hospital, it's also there. And in Sunway Velocity Mall, if you go to I call it Nanjing Street. Where it's called a Nanjing Street. There's offices and then there's plenty of variety of foods you can find there. Not just the Nanjing Street, but also Sunway Velocity Mall. And it's also one station to TRX, two station to Pavilion Bukit Bintang. So if you're doing for investment, you need to do all this homework, the location, the public transports, the amenities, the accessibility. So they are doing not only expats from Japan, from China, from Korea. They are also doing business like rentals. Their tenants is also from TRX offices, Pavilion Bukit Bintang, all those offices or people working near the Bukit Bintang, and also offices in Sunway Velocity. So these are all their tenants profile and also hospital, the Sunway Hospital, which you can walking distance which one. So these are like a lot of different variety of tenant you can choose. So it's not like the tenant choose the owner, but the owner choose the tenant. Correct? Right? So your demand is very high, then of course your rental is also will slowly go up. Okay, so this is one thing. And second is Banda Sunway and Sun Velocity. I would say that Sunway Velocity is the 2.0 of Banda Sunway. Okay, but if you like Banda Sunway, of course, it's also example. It's also similar as Sunway Velocity. It's just that it doesn't have the link bridge. It doesn't have the cover walkway to public transports or that. But it also has its own attractiveness in Banda Sunway. Okay, so there are a few questions you can ask yourself. Easy questions before buying a residential or before researching the residence. Is that, are you buying for own stay or for investment purpose? Okay, if you're buying for own stay, then you can just straight away go to your favorite city and then you can search for sub-sale or new project, whichever you like. And then just one day, go to that taman and then just feel the nature, feel the vibe there. If you like it, then probably you can go to Property Guru or iProperty for sub sales to go for a viewing. For new project, then you can see probably is there any new development in that city or in that state that you like to stay in, and then you can go to the sales gallery and understand the building feature. So the number two question you can ask yourself is, if it's investment, then is it a long term or a short term investment? There's a difference. If short term means Airbnb, if long term means 1 year tenancy, 2 year tenancy, and so on. Okay. So if it's a long term, there is many good place for a long term investment plan, like Sunway Velocity I just mentioned. But short term, I would suggest two places lah. KLCC and Bukit Bintang, these two places. Because if you're doing for short term, is I would say Airbnb is risky a riskier type of investment. I mean, long term is also risky, okay, but short term like Airbnb is also is more riskier than long term. Why? Because of the rates. You know, you are not sure. You may have like this month, January. Let's say January for Airbnb, your unit is doing good. Okay, you got a very good high profit return. Okay, but and then on February then you probably get very less profit return and probably can't even cover your installment. So it's a very volatile kind of game for short term. So you better, for me lah, for my own perspective, I would choose a location like KLCC or Bukit Bintang, which demands attract a lot of tourists. Okay, because just honestly lah, locals, how many times will we go and stay at Airbnb? In like I would say like 1 year. In 1 year time, in this 1 year, how many times local Malaysian will stay in Airbnb? Comparing to tourism, comparing to expats. So yeah. So I will target expats tourism and then I'll just let the Airbnb operator do their work, do their marketing, let them, design my unit or whatsoever, then I'll just let them handle everything. But I'll probably buy it on KLCC area or Bukit Bintang. Okay. So the last thing you need to ask yourself is what's your budget? Okay. Before going into booking, let's say you're booking for new project or sub sale. Before paying the booking, probably if you have a banker, just ask your banker or check with your banker if your profile can loan this amount of money. Okay, let's say it's a 800,000 amount. So can you loan 90% 800,000 or 80% of 800,000? So check your budget first. And that's a very, very important thing lah, actually. Because if you like everything, but your budget cannot meet the bank's approval, then either you cash buy or you need to submit more to a different bank to see if other banks approve your loan. Okay, so yeah, that's all, and that's all for today. If you think this video is helpful to you or be helpful to someone or your surrounding friends community, please do share and like, subscribe. If you have any comments, do comment in the comment section below. I will answer your questions as soon as possible. Or you can DM me my Instagram, saturn.c.property, SATURNC.property, PROPERTY. You can DM me, and also if you DM me, please do also follow my Instagram. Thank you and have a nice day. See you on the next episode. Bye bye.